Let's spend a couple of minutes with the owner of the football Giants, kind of year-ender with him, and look ahead to better seasons, and we'll see what's going on. And a little bit on the Super Bowl, too, since he's a big part of that, and we're only a couple of weeks away. John, welcome. How are you?
I'm great, Mike. How are you?
Thank you for a couple of minutes. Let's do the Super Bowl first. Anything new or anything what's an issue now with just a couple of weeks to go, or is everything done?
Well, I mean, you always have work to do, but I wouldn't say that everything is done. But it's certainly under control. I think it's going to be a great week of events, and we're hoping, obviously, for some good weather. But even if we don't have that, we think it'll be a great game, and we're excited about it. I wish we were playing the game, but it is an honor to be hosting it, and the Jets and ourselves have worked very well together, along with the host committee led by Al Kelly, and we think it's going to be a great Super Bowl and a great week. Has
it now that it's close, and now that everything is upon us, and there's only a couple of days left? Is it everything you thought it would be? Has it worked out? Have you seen things like what they've built in New York City? Is everything what you thought it would be? Has it really lived up to the vision that you guys had?
I would say so far, yes. It certainly has. I mean, I certainly didn't anticipate, the complexities of dealing with, you've got the state of New Jersey, the state of New York, the city of New York, and that adds a kind of another layer to everything that you have to do. But we've had great cooperation from all three, and things are moving ahead. And, we are excited about it. I think it'll be great for the region.
As far now, weather is not an issue. Is there any other issue other than the weather, or is weather the only issue that you worry about?
Well,
I mean, forget security and stuff like that. I mean, that's being handled on every big event. We know that. But how about anything that is part and parcel of having the first cold weather game?
It's just the sense that this is the first time that we've done it, so I don't have prior experience in being involved with something like this. So you always worry about the unexpected, but so far everything is in order, and I think we're prepared to deal with just about anything. But again, not having done this event before, an event of this magnitude, you always worry about that a little bit. And you'd like to have good weather during the week also for the thousands of people that are coming here from out of town, and you want them to be able to enjoy Super Bowl Boulevard and everything else that New York and New Jersey has to offer. So certainly you worry about that a little bit. But again, I think we've had some great planning, and we have some great leadership, and I think we're going to be just fine.
Do you like is it pensive to turn over operation as you guys have to of a stadium to the Super Bowl people and the people who run operations for the league for the Super Bowl? I mean, would you rather have control, or do you think it's a good thing that you have to turn over operations?
Well, I mean, I think it is a good thing because they've done it so many times before in so many other cities. They know exactly what needs to be done, and I'm not anticipating any problems here. We have a great stadium staff that will work with them, but the NFL does take control, and it's not their first time doing it. They've done it many times before and very successfully. So I think they'll work very well together.
All right, you said this. You were quoted as saying this was a very disappointed season. A few years ago, you were far more angry, at least outwardly and publicly, than you were this year at the end of the season. Why was this season so disappointing?
Well, because, I remember coming on your show during training camp, and I said to you at the time that I thought this was as talented a team as we've had in recent years, at least on paper. And unfortunately, I said that to a few other people as well, and so it was very disappointing to start off 0-6 like that. I mean, nobody saw that coming, least of all me. And we were never able to dig out of that hole, and obviously we overvalued some of the personnel that we have here, and we need to get some better players in here. But I certainly did not expect to start the season 0-6 and to turn the ball over so many times. And then I didn't anticipate the number of injuries that we had, which really was staggering. And I just saw something that was done by Rick Goslin of the Dallas Morning News. He puts together this chart of games lost by starters because of injury for the 2013 season, and there we are right at the top. There we had 91 games lost by starters because of injury, and nobody else was even close to us on that. So that's not an excuse for starting out 0-6, because there is no excuse for that. But it certainly had an effect on us, and we just were never able to quite dig out of it. But there's no question that we have to make some significant improvements in our personnel going into next season.
And even in evaluation, because you were clearly quoted, and this obviously had this comment reverberated, the idea of why did it take us so long to figure out what Jernigan was about, right? You clearly felt that was not a very succinct evaluation of personnel.
Well, yeah, I did say that, and it was kind of a mystery to me. But in fairness to our coaches, he had been hurt quite a bit his first couple of years, and that certainly slowed his development and everything. But then you see the guy get a chance the last few games of the season, and he's making plays all over the field, and you say to yourself, well, why couldn't we have done that earlier? But Tom and the coaches will tell you, the guy was hurt quite a bit, and that really slowed his development and his learning process, and I'm sure that was a factor too. But it was frustrating for me, and there are some other guys that fall into that category too. But that's coaches always want to play the veteran players who are going to make the least amount of mental errors, and they're always a little cautious about playing younger players, and that goes back as far as I can remember with every coach, and sometimes it's frustrating when all of a sudden, especially in a season like this where you're just looking for anybody to make a play to help us win a game, and this kid gets a chance at the end of the season and he makes some plays and helps us win the last two games.